Team Primos is rolling north to the Appalachian Mountain. We're chasing turkeys in bluegrass and volunteer territory this week with our bluegrass buddies Thad, Brian, and Calvin. Not to mention Mr. Gene. One side of this mountain is Tennessee and the other, Kentucky. And we're ready to get started.
I'm gonna tell you what, this is April the 16th. And dadgum, cold front done come through, but it's just windy and cold. And we went up and all around here today trying to find one in the cold.
Make him gobble one time. You sound like a wad of them.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna be there in the morning.
You going in the morning?
We're gonna be up amongst them.
You going up in the morning?
You sure ain't.
Oh, I ain't. I wanna go. Come on.
You wanna go with me?
Yeah.
You can't bring a gun.
Oh, why?
Call.
Okay, I'll let you go by yourself.
No, you can bring a gun.
Hello, I'm Will with Primos. All these hunts are exactly as they happen. There's no fancy edits, there's no stage scenes. The calling you're gonna hear is excited calling, but all these hunts are as they actually happen, and that's why we call it the truth about hunting.
When the truth began in 1987, we had no idea where this journey would take us. 30 years later, we're still having fun. Welcome to Primos Truth About Hunting.
Primos Truth About Hunting is brought to you by Bushnell, Savage, Federal, Matthews Archery, Camelback, Mossy Oak, Squincher, Polaris, and Primos Hunting. Speak the language.
Lake and I have climbed, well, in Tennessee right now. We climbed up this ridge and we heard 4 or 5 gobblers early, but they were across the creek where property that we can't hunt. So we climbed up on this ridge hoping to hear something down in here, and nothing. Is crazy. Will and Jordan are to the east of us, probably a mile. Lake and I, we're gonna keep walking these ridges till we strike one out.
It's only a few hundred yards down the ridge, and they do indeed strike one.
We got one gobbler right there. Hopefully, well, on top. Hopefully he'll come right down this ridge to us. We're gonna give him a few minutes before we get any closer. Right down the ridge. You see? Coming right down the middle of the ridge. Kill him. No, I can't right there. Kill him. I can't right there. He about got away from us, buddy. When you were telling me to shoot, I had a tree. One second his head was on one side, the next second his head was on the other, and I would have had to, it'd have blew my pattern apart. I was afraid. He wasn't gobbling loud at all. And he got kind of fired up once we got set up on him. I just kept soft calling, and finally he gobbled. You could hear that old rattle then. I told Lake, here he comes. He said, oh yeah. But he played this game before, I think. We got him, buddy. He was at 25 yards at one time. I shot him at 40. That was cool. That was just textbook, just walking, and we finally heard one. Hey, fun morning, buddy. Big old Tennessee ridge runner right here, huh? That was awesome, dude.
This segment of The Truth is brought to you by Hide Spot Quivers, Black Gold, and Ripcord. We're in the Appalachian Mountains, and this afternoon Jordan and I are on the Tennessee side of the mountain. At about the time we sit down, two turkeys gobble out of nowhere and are right on top of us.
Is that one behind us? No, they're in front. He's around the edge of timber up there. How far to the left? Straight up that little finger. Yeah. Coming. If you hurry, you can get your mask on. He's behind all them big trees. I ain't gonna do it. I gotta take my hat off. I gotta get too much. I've seen him. You see him? He's about 90 yards on that hillside. You see him? Yeah. He's behind that big tree. But you do see him? Yeah, I can see him. Huh? To the left. Oh, yeah. Here they come. Then they pop out. Oh shit, the strutter. Okay.
I love it when a plan does come together like that. No mask, by the way. Was that not fine? How'd you like that?
Oh, good.
Man, when they cut loose, they just so pretty. Good gracious, they're beautiful. I'm gonna say one spur is bigger than the other one. This looks like it's been broke off. I don't know. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
2, 3, I'm not sure.
He's old as he gonna get.
He sure is. Look at that thick old beard on him. I decided to shoot the strutter.
I was on both of them.
Huh?
I was on either one. He's been doing it, ain't he?
He been doing it. But I love that high-pitched slate. I use a Kiki striker. And also we did that. Pow, pow. Jordan and I lit up, didn't we, Jordan?
You ain't got a mask on.
I didn't. Sure worked out.
These turkeys, there were some roosted somewhere up this hollow this morning. Tons of clover. Great place for one to come in the afternoon before they, feed and before they get on one of these ridges or wherever they roost. They roosted down low yesterday, but we had, 20-mile-an-hour winds and it was 40 degrees, so. Got a nice little hiding spot here. We'll sit here and make a few calls. And hopefully we'll get one. We'll get us a strutter in here before the afternoon's over.
Box calls and slates are the calls we like to use on afternoon sits, especially here where you need the sound to reach up and go over those big hillsides. We normally like to call every 10 to 15 minutes throughout an afternoon. After a few hours of calling, Brad and Lake get taken by a surprise gobble on top of the mountain behind them.
What was that? Behind us. Over my left shoulder, Lake. More than one. They're up on that hillside behind us. They're coming down the hill. Like he's right there where we walked. 30 yards. Let them separate. Okay, ready? Got it. That came from just exactly where we weren't expecting to come from. 3 jakes, obviously, and him. And I was turned right here, and they came from behind us. And I just had to get the gun, you were saying, and I was just following them and moving as they moved. And then once they got to the decoys, I had to let them separate where I didn't want to take any chance on. hitting a Jake. How about a 3-year-old? I can hardly see you back there. How about a 3-year-old, big old 22-pound Kentucky gobbler? That is a beauty. Look at the copper. Look at the dark and the bronze. He is one beautiful bird. He's a big strutter too. He was the boss in these parts. He let us know what was happening. He gobbled at us first time on that when I hit that slate. Then it got quiet for a minute. Then he answered it again. And the next thing Lake said, "I hear him drumming." He could have come out further down and crossed that creek and come on this side, because he was on this side of the creek. Either way, hey, it worked out, didn't it, man? That was awesome, wasn't it? We're gonna fry up turkey tonight. We already got it cut up into little turkey strips, soaking in milk in the refrigerator. We'll be back in plenty enough time to make that happen, won't we? Kentucky, up here with our buddies Thad and Brian and Calvin. Get to hunt 2 states, and that was so incredible.
Closed captioning for The Truth provided by Bee Stinger. This segment of The Truth is brought to you by Ozonics and Ceasefire. It's a beautiful bluegrass sunrise on the Kentucky side this morning. We're on turkeys at daylight, but they fly away from us down a big ridge. So mid-morning, we regroup, pick up the decoys, and head about 400 yards down the ridge towards the direction we think they went. We almost mess up.
I'm gonna cop him. I'm gonna make contact now.
And get way too close.
They're right on top of that hill. Crud. Okay. You see him? Yeah. Shoot the one on the far right. Can you see him? Yeah.
You know, sometimes if you get in the right spot, they'll come fast. Yeah, dumb it if that did that.
I'm telling you.
That last time that I called, once I got the decoy up, I had to just hit the deck. I'm laying flat on the ground right there behind Jordan. I didn't know if I was helping or hurting, but they was answering me every time, and they sounded like they was getting closer, so I kept on playing with them.
You was helping. We did it again together.
Yes, sir, my man. That's a 3-4-year-old turkey, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I got to come with y'all today.
Me too.
Kentucky?
I'm glad you're so good that you kill your turkeys early.
Shoot. Look, this is beautiful up here on this ridge.
Isn't this gorgeous?
We have had some absolutely, well, I guess you killed one Tennessee and Kentucky, and so did I.
Mm-hmm.
And we have just had some beautiful hunts. Isn't that funny how we started off on these turkeys at daylight, and we were close to them. You saw them. You had them 30 yards. Lake and I had them 30 yards, but they just didn't want to be where we were. And then we make a, what, 300-400 yard leap? And I mean, we almost didn't get set up in time.
I know it. That was so magical.
You got it. You gobbled at them.
That gobbling is great.
Yep, yep. As you say, we had to make contact before they got over the hill.
Yeah, you were still working. I said, okay, go, call. Oh, I gobble.
And then I yelped right there, and they gobbled. They done made 100 yards on us, I think. What a fun morning.
I'm gonna tell you what,
Jordan, that was
that was great. Oh my gosh, what a great hunt.